You know, what if that whole idea of working for 40 years just to retire at 65 is, well, completely outdated? What if there was a real blueprint to get to financial independence? Not in 4 decades, but in just 5 years. Okay, let's get into this because today we're breaking down a strategy that could totally change how you think about work, money, and your time. So let's start with this number, $2.26. I mean, it doesn't look like much, right? But believe me, it's the most important number in our story today. It's basically rock bottom. Because that's exactly how much money author Grant Sabatier had in his bank account when he decided, okay, enough is enough. And just 5 years later, he was financially independent. The question is, how on earth did he do it? Well, that's the blueprint we're about to walk through. But first, we really need to get our heads around the problem he was trying to solve. A problem, let's be honest, that so many of us face. It's that traditional path, the one that tells us to grind it out until we're old and gray, just hoping there's enough left over to finally start living. And this slide just lays it out so clearly, right? Over on the left, you've got the old way, this rigid 40-year marathon with absolutely no guarantees. But on the right, you have what's called the freedom path. And look, this isn't about not working. It's about getting the freedom to choose your work, to live life on your terms, and to do it way, way sooner. So to even get on that path, we have to completely redefine the destination. See, we've all been sold this idea that financial freedom is some impossible dream, like you need millions and millions in the bank. But according to this blueprint, that's not the real goal at all. And here it is, the key idea. It's not about being rich. It's about having enough sustainable income coming in from your investments and maybe other projects to cover your living costs. And what does that give you? The ultimate prize, the choice to do whatever you want with your time. That, right there, is the new definition of wealth. Okay, so how do we actually get there? This is where we move from theory to action. Grant Sabatier didn't just wish for this. He built a clear, step-by-step blueprint to make it a reality. And the beautiful thing is, the core strategy is actually pretty simple. It boils down to just 3 big steps. First, you've got to know your number, exactly how much you need. Second, you have to focus on boosting your income, like a lot. And third, you take that income and invest it aggressively. Let's break each of these down. All right, step 1, know your number. Instead of getting scared by some giant, far-off number, you break it down into levels. What do you need just to cover the basics, to survive? Okay, now what do you need to live comfortably with some extras? And finally, what's that big number for total freedom? This just makes the whole thing feel so much more achievable, and you can see yourself making real progress. Now we get to step 2, and this is a huge mindset shift for a lot of people. And why is that so important? Well, just look at this. Relying on a single paycheck is just super risky. The goal is to build out these multiple streams of income. Your main job, sure, but also a side hustle, your investments, maybe a little online business. It's not just about speed. It's about creating a safety net for yourself. So how do you actually do it? Well, the blueprint gives us some really clear action items. You've got to get good at negotiating raises at your job. You need to learn skills that people will pay top dollar for. Turn a hobby you love into a side hustle. And try to build things that can grow without you having to put in more and more hours. And that brings us to the third and final step, investing. Now, if you really want to do this in 5 or 10 years, the target for saving and investing is aggressive. We're talking about saving over half of every single dollar you make. I know it sounds intense, but this is the fuel that makes the whole engine run this fast. And to really get why that's so important, you have to answer this question. Seriously, what's your most valuable asset? Is it your house, your car, your 401k? The answer is none of those. Your most valuable asset, by far, is your time. This quote from Sabatier just nails it. Because of the magic of compound growth, every dollar you spend today isn't just $1 gone forever. It's also all the future dollars that dollar could have earned for you if you'd invested it. Spending money today is literally trading away pieces of your future freedom. This leads to a total reframe of how you think about buying things. Don't think of that new phone as costing, say, $1,000. Instead, do the math. How many hours of your actual life did you have to trade to work to earn that $1,000? When you look at it that way, you start asking, is it really worth it? It changes everything. And that brings us to what I think is the most important part of this whole conversation. Because after all the spreadsheets and strategies and numbers, we have to remember what this is all about.
It's not about hoarding cash. Just let that sink in for a second. All of this hard work, the side hustles, the aggressive investing, the saving, it's not actually about getting a bigger number in your bank account just for the sake of it. The real prize, the true objective, is something way more valuable.
That's it. It's about buying back your time. It's about having the freedom to travel, or to spend more time with your family, or to finally work on that passion project you've been dreaming about, or maybe to do nothing at all. Money is just the tool you use to build a life that you actually want to live.
So I'm just going to leave you with this one last thought. Forget the money for a minute and just imagine if all your bills were automatically paid for by your investments, what would you get up and do tomorrow morning? Your answer to that question, that's what you're really working for.